As always, hello and welcome to Tapas and Pretzels, the podcast. And today I should be the fourth podcast that we are going to record. And as I saw, the first topic that we are going to talk about today was like, what is API program? So that's the question. We will answer that. So what is an API program and what is the difference between an API product and product API? Maybe Tim, you can tell me more about that.
Oh, that's a really great question, Inga. Thank you. Yeah, so an API program, to make it short, is basically an initiative that you as a company decide to do to basically get the alignment with the business that you will create APIs. You're gonna set up like a whole government system, processes, and tooling to provide APIs for your business model. So basically, somebody on the business side should be interested in providing to their customers an API to generate revenue out of it. I think that's in really short terms. And the second question, I think I'm gonna answer later because I would wait for David's opinion about what is an API program.
Yeah, okay, then I will take on that. Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think that an API program it's how the organization is dealing with API strategy. It means to define a roadmap for the API deployment in the organization. So to do this, of course, business and technology should be fully aligned.
Absolutely. And I think one crucial aspect to that is if you want to start an API program in your company and you don't have somebody from the higher management involved and that really is believing that the company will generate revenue out of APIs, I would definitely recommend think twice, at least twice about it if you're going to create this API program.
Yeah.
So nice. But can you also, because you said you can also answer the second question that was, what is then the difference between an API product and product API? And what
Should I?
exactly is an
David.
API product?
Then it's
David,
my
you?
turn going
Yeah,
first.
your turn. Yeah, your turn. You go first.
You can decide.
Okay. An API product is when your API is the product. So it's you first design the API and then the implementation. It's API first. You know why? Because you have to be close to the market. So you have to be aware about what your users or your customers are expecting from your API, which are the features that they need. This is the first thing you have to do. On the other side, product API is you have the product and you decide to expose the product through an API. You have a backend service, for example, to implement CRUD operations over a database table, and you decide to expose this access to the data through an API. I think that's the difference.
I would like also to add an API product is something that you build, as David said, with API first in mind. And it doesn't matter if you build an API product or a dishwasher product. So we have to think about like first questions like what's the target market? Who are my competitors? What does the market really need? And make these business questions first clear. You can use the business model canvas, for example, to create an API that really fits your customer. And then after you have designed the API, also from a business perspective, you can build, construct, and run this API. But after a while, you definitely do have some controlling operations in place where you can measure the performance of the API. And then after the measurement, like you should consider like, what is the next evaluation of my API? am I targeting the right customer segments? Do I offer the right features? And this is basically an API product. It's nothing, I mean, it's a product. It doesn't matter if it's an API or a dishwasher or a car. It's again the product lifecycle management. And product management is really crucial for API management. And make sure that you have that role involved into your API program.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, one thing, one connection also is like if you have products that expose APIs, it's very likely that you have multiple products in your company that offer individual APIs, and you can combine those APIs into your API product. So that's then the missing link.
Yeah, I agree. That's an interesting point. Yeah, it depends on the market. You have to be fully aligned with your end customers.
And absolutely, and that's the beauty. If you build based on several APIs, new products, you can easily create little deviations, little individual products really easily for your target market without having to build the whole set block. Basically, API is the tool to build your little own tool belt to adapt to the market requirements. Even so, if it would be a market that has really fast changing requirements because you're serving the B2C market. The API is basically your key to success to provide the features the customer need in the right speed.
Yeah, that's the API-led connectivity paradigm approach to that. First, decouple the backend with the lower tier. Then you have a middle tier more focused on processes, and then on top of processes, you have the experience layer, which allows you to reduce time to market when creating an API product to your customers.
David, I have a little gut feeling what our next episode will be about, because I do love these API layer structure, and maybe you also can combine that with some governance aspects to avoid the spaghetti code.
Yeah,
But
okay, that's nice because
that's a teaser.
Because I think that different types of API has different requirements from the governance side. Yeah, that's a very interesting point to speak with to speak about in next meetings.
Awesome.
Nice. Then I think we will be ready for that, and also for the spaghetti. I hope it's spaghetti ice cream. It's really beautiful weather out there now. Thank you very much, you two. I think it was a short, quick explanation for that kind of API product program and so on. So thank you therefore, and we will see us next time to the next podcast.
Thank you.
Okay,
So then,
bye.
bye.
Thank you very much.